very hot. I feel it all through like in my foot.
Move my hands again quickly. Let's put your feet out a little further. Keep your eyes closed. Now, tell me what you felt going on.
When you were on my shoulder, I felt the most more in your front hand, but I felt the most when you were like at my ankles. Like I felt it all throughout my foot as well, and like it got to the point where like I almost couldn't even like feel like below my knee.
Okay. What about in the earlier part? Did you get to see any colors or movement?
Like a lot of blue.
Okay.
But like the type of blue, like I'm even still catching a little bit of it now, but like it's getting less. But from the moment when you put your hand on my on top of my head and in between my eyes, like starting there is when it like started to get like really deep, like, and like all throughout after that it was just a lot. It was like I can't even like describe the color blue, but it's just like probably my favorite color. It's really weird. And like I didn't see much. My nose is like running. I don't know why.
It's okay.
I saw something that looked like a bird, but it wasn't a dove. It looked. I can't even like explain. Like you know like those medieval like crests, like almost, or like.
Okay, like a phoenix kind of a thing?
Kind of, almost. A little different, but just like that. I saw that. I don't know.
When the blue color disappears, that's when you want to open your eyes. But just let it run itself out. Oftentimes people see the colors of the chakras when I'm working on them. It'll depend. You don't have to. Sometimes they just see a color of something that's in an area where they have a problem. Blue would be considered the throat chakra, okay, which I did feel a little warm there. I did feel a little warm on your chest as well, but I felt it coming from up here. So it was different than with Larry. With Larry, it was specific on that spot on the palm of my hand. Yours was generating down, so I knew it was related to your shoulder. And when I went to put my hands in the front of you, immediately I felt the heat there. I put it on the back because I was sending energy through it, but you picked up where it was the hottest, which is exactly correct. You had a little warmth on your tummy. Again, you know, it may be, I don't know if it's a place where you feel when you get nervous or anything, if you have any issues at all, but it was just it was light, very light, so I wouldn't concern myself too much unless you've been doing sit-ups. That
Nope.
No, not him.
maybe subconsciousness. I don't know.
Okay, but it really was fine, and even though you told me the left foot gives you a little bit more of the issue, this is more where I felt stuff on the right. I felt hotter on the right. I felt more connected to the right than I did to the left. And also the back of your neck is very warm. Some people carry a lot of tension in their necks, or sometimes they crack their necks a lot. But when I usually feel heat in the neck like that, it's usually that's where you carry your tension. You know, it might get stiff or sore or whatever, but that's my, you know, my take on it. I ask a person and they'll say, yeah, my neck and my shoulders kind of thing. But it could also be because of the shoulder injury as well. So, and that's it.
I also couldn't keep my mouth closed.
Couldn't keep your mouth closed?
It kept, my jaw kept dropping, like,
Dropping?
like
Okay.
I was like this, and it just fall, like,
Okay.
I don't know if that means anything, I don't
Oh,
know.
well, you know, number one, I have to point something out. I don't know if you could see it on the camera, but I felt his energy kept pulling me in. I kept losing a little bit of my balance. I would go in a couple of different times when my hands were over your head. And sometimes that happens. I feel very drawn into somebody's energy and I get pulled in. There are times when I put my hands over people's heads that I disappear as well. I feel like my hands are so connected to a person's energy that their head and my hands are all one, and I can't tell the difference. That's not what happened here, but I was feeling myself being pulled in to your energy.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Your energy was very, very balanced. It was very easy. It was just very, very balanced and easy. And yours wasn't so bad, but I did feel, what was I thinking? Well, your solar plexus here, this is the area where OCD, where any kind of addictive behavior patterns are here. This is also where fear originates. This is where lack of self-esteem originates. This is where alcohol, a lot of things, but this is your most psychic center. Okay, this is where you pick up other people's feelings as well. It's a very powerful spot, and more people have issues here than any place else. Okay, so I spent a little extra time there because of what we talked about before we started. So I wanted to try and smooth away the compulsion stuff. And it's also connected to here as well. So when I went back up to the top of your head and I put my hands solid on your head, I go into the systems of the body. I start with the neurological, and then I do vascular, central nervous system, the eyes, I do everything, the cardiovascular, I go through the whole body, reproductive, digestive, cardiovascular, your endocrine, your adrenal, and it's what I do in my mind. But I in a case of someone that has any kind of obsessive compulsive stuff going on, I work on the little impulses in the brain that don't connect, because that's really what it is with OCD. Different things are sparking and they're not making a strong connection, so they have you, that's how it generates itself through your body. So I did a little extra on that as well. So
Also another thing, I don't know if this is weird at all, but I also saw like some shadows, and like when I saw like the bird, it wasn't necessarily like a vivid, like as if I was looking at, say, at a picture. It was more like a shadow image of it, and but like the bird was black, like the blue was all around it, but the bird was black, like a shadow.
Black, yeah.
And there was times where like especially when you're doing like the rapid movement, like I felt like I could see your hands almost. Did you go over me?
Yes.
I could like see your hands kind of.
Okay.
And like sometimes it felt like also like shadow, like it felt like someone, like I thought I could see like the image of like a head like looking at me, but like not fully, like I couldn't make out like who or like what it was, but like I felt like I could tell it was, I'm pretty sure it was a guy. It was definitely short hair, but I don't know, it just felt like, or like maybe even like kind of like the shadow kind of resembled like myself. I don't know, like it was weird. It was like the way like the hair was, like if I said it was all shadows, so, like I couldn't really make out features. I could only make out just like it felt like someone was like looking up at me. I don't know. I thought that was.
If you ask Larry's mother, she'll tell you she sees things in shadows. You see silhouettes, you see shadows. A lot of people that sit in my chair get to see people. Sometimes they're clear, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're shadowy. Colors is common. I didn't want to give you guys hints because I didn't want to put anything in your mind. I wanted you to have your own experience. But other people will tell me that they feel like they're floating. Some people will tell me they feel so weighted that they can't even move. Like when you said you didn't feel, like they'll tell me that they're so weighted they can't. Usually those people are people that have depression issues. They have emotional issues. They feel very, very, very heavy until I lift everything off. And then they'll tell me that they feel like their neck, they'll tell me, I feel like you stretched my neck. I feel like I got taller. I feel so light. I feel like weight has been lifted. So everybody has a different experience, but there are many. Some people feel things in their body. They'll tell me, I manipulated their spine. They'll say, somebody used the term plucking her ovary once. That's what she told me. You know, and I wasn't even touching her body. I used to always do it just like this, and I didn't even come in contact with the physical body. But these are the things people say. You know, one man told me that he felt like there was such bright light in his eyes, such bright light, and he was a doctor. And he told me that it actually burned his eyes, and he thought that he was going to be blind when he opened his eyes. That's how strong it was. So everyone has their own experience. And if you came 3 times, you would have 3 completely different experiences. It's always different. You know, I don't see people more than once as a rule unless they're terminal. I might see somebody because I really have to get them to change the way that they think in order to have even a chance at saving their lives. But everybody has different things. Some people tell me they feel electric, you know, or that there's electric going on in their feet. Or one woman called me 2 weeks later and said the electricity hadn't stopped. And I now learned that I really have to push it off your feet. Otherwise, the energy that I'm putting into your body will stay there. And, you know, so there's, and again, there's a list this long of experiences that people have. Some people see their dead relatives. You know, they see people who've passed. Some people see their father and they cry. You know, a lot of people cry. Another thing is all of a sudden waterworks happen and they can't control it, they can't explain it, and they can't stop it. It just starts running out like a flood. Okay? Some people can't close their eyes. Like they try really hard, but they keep telling me that they won't seal. And other people get twitches.
Is that weird if it can't seal? Like if you like
no,
close your eyes?
No. It's all just part of the, as soon as I touch people with energy, I don't know what's going to happen. They're having their own experience. It's supposed to take place. The one thing I do know is that it's all positive. Okay, everything that I do is based in positivity. It's based in love. It's based in compassion. So everything is always good. There's never a bad experience. Yes, have I had people scream really loud a couple of different times, not often. I've also had people pass out, which I don't share because I don't want people to think they're going to come in and pass out. But it has happened. It's happened even at a party when I touch somebody. I don't touch people standing ever again. And I touched her.